You have been told your whole life to pick a niche, find one thing, get really good at it, and ignore everything else. Put your head down, specialize. It is the single most common piece of career advice on the planet. And for the last 100 years, it was absolutely correct. But the people who picked a narrow niche are about to be replaced by software. And the people with a scattered, messy, seemingly unfocused list of interests are about to become the most valuable workers on Earth. By 2027, the global economy is going to look completely different. We are watching the death of the specialist and the dawn of the ultimate generalist. If you have ever felt bad because you cannot just stick to one subject, if you have a graveyard of abandoned hobbies, or a resume that looks like it belongs to 5 different people, you are sitting on an absolute gold mine. You just do not know how to package it yet. To understand why this massive shift is happening, we have to look at why we ever worshipped specialists in the first place. Our entire modern educational and corporate system was built on the back of the Industrial Revolution. Back then, efficiency meant breaking a complex task down into its smallest possible parts. If you were building a car, you did not need one person who understood the whole car. You needed a guy who was the absolute best at tightening the left lug nut on the front wheel. You needed a narrow expert. This assembly line mentality bled perfectly into knowledge work. As corporations grew, they built metaphorical assembly lines for information. They created silos. We got a marketing department, an accounting department, a human resources department, and an IT department. Inside those departments, the roles got even narrower. You were not just a marketer, you were a business-to-business email marketing specialist for mid-market software companies. You became the human equivalent of the guy tightening the lug nut. Society rewarded this. The narrower your niche, the higher your perceived expertise, and the more money you could charge. The specialist was king, because human brains are naturally limited. We only have so much bandwidth. It was impossible for one person to know everything about everything, so we praised the person who knew everything about one tiny thing. But then, artificial intelligence entered the chat. The fundamental flaw in being a specialist today is that artificial intelligence is the ultimate specialist. AI models are trained on specific, massive datasets to perform specific, narrow tasks with near-perfect accuracy and infinite scale. If your entire career value is based on knowing the syntax of a specific coding language, or knowing the exact tax code for a specific state, or knowing the best time of day to post a tweet, you are competing against a machine that has memorized the entire internet and never sleeps. AI does not get bored. AI does not need a coffee break. AI can write a localized, perfectly formatted email campaign in 3 seconds. It can generate standard boilerplate legal contracts instantly. It can debug code faster than you can open your laptop. The very nature of specialization requires repetition and narrow focus, which are exactly the 2 things software is best at. By 2027, every narrow, specialized task will be commoditized. The cost of generating a piece of code, a piece of copy, or a data analysis report is dropping to 0. And when the cost of execution drops to 0, the value of the person whose only skill is execution also drops to 0. This is the terrifying reality for the specialist, but it is the ultimate liberation for the generalist. When AI takes over the narrow tasks, what becomes valuable? The answer is context, connection, and human taste. I call this new, highly paid class of worker the pattern weaver. A pattern weaver is someone who has a broad, seemingly disconnected range of interests and skills. They know a little bit about graphic design, a little bit about behavioral psychology, a little bit about data analytics, and they have an unhealthy obsession with ancient Roman history. In the old economy, this person was a mess. They were a jack of all trades and a master of none. They were unemployable. In the AI economy, they are the CEO. Because AI cannot connect distant, unrelated domains with human intuition. AI is a tool of execution, not a tool of strategy. It can write the code, but it does not know why the code matters to the end user's emotional state. It can generate the image, but it does not know if the image feels culturally relevant to a 20-year-old in Chicago. The pattern weaver uses AI as their personal army of specialists. They do not need to spend 10,000 hours mastering a coding language because the AI knows the language. What the pattern weaver brings is the vision. They see the pattern between the psychology of the user, the aesthetic of the design, and the functionality of the code. They weave these disparate threads together. Let me give you a real-world example of how this is already playing out right now and why the generalist is already outperforming the specialist. Imagine two people applying for a high-level marketing role. Candidate A is a traditional specialist. They have spent the last 10 years doing nothing but search engine optimization. They know every algorithm update, every backlink strategy, and every keyword density metric. They are a master of their tiny domain. Candidate B is a generalist. They spent 2 years in sales, 1 year trying to start a failed podcast. They taught themselves basic Python. They read a lot about behavioral economics, and they spend their weekends producing electronic music. On paper, their resume is a chaotic mess. 3 years ago, candidate A gets the job. No question. They are the safe, specialized choice. But today, the company uses AI. The AI can instantly scan millions of search results, identify the keyword gaps, and generate perfectly optimized articles. Candidate A's encyclopedic knowledge of SEO is suddenly redundant. Their single skill has been outsourced to a $30 a month subscription. Candidate B, however, thrives. Candidate B uses the AI to generate the SEO structure, but then they apply their behavioral economics knowledge to tweak the messaging so it actually converts. They use their failed podcast experience to easily script an accompanying video. They use their basic Python knowledge to string together an automation that sends the leads directly into a custom database. And they use their ear for music production to select the perfect audio track for the campaign. Candidate B orchestrates a massive, multi-channel campaign single-handedly. They act as the creative director, managing a team of AI specialists. They deliver 10 times the output of candidate A because they are not bogged down by the mechanics of the task. They are operating at the level of taste and strategy. This is the power of being a pattern weaver. The future belongs to the integrators, the synthesizers, the people who can speak multiple professional languages and connect the dots that no one else sees. But having a lot of interests is not enough. You have to know how to frame them. Right now, if you just hand an employer or a client a list of 20 different hobbies and half-finished projects, they will think you are flaky. You have to position your messy resume as a premium asset. You have to show them that you are not lost, you are just playing a different game. Here are the 3 specific steps you need to take right now to reposition yourself from a scattered generalist to an elite pattern weaver by 2027. Step 1. You must frame your narrative around translation. The biggest problem in modern business is that the specialists do not know how to talk to each other. The engineers do not understand the marketing team. The marketing team thinks the finance department is evil. The designers think the sales guys are barbarians. Everyone is speaking a different language. Your superpower as a generalist is that you are a polyglot. Because you have dabbled in all these different areas, you understand their motivations. You need to position yourself as the ultimate translator. When you pitch your services or interview for a job, you do not apologize for having jumped around. You say, "My diverse background allows me to act as the bridge between your technical team and your creative team. I speak enough code to understand the engineers and enough psychology to understand the customer." You are the glue that holds the specialists together. You remove the friction. In an economy where execution is cheap but alignment is incredibly rare, the person who can translate across departments becomes the most valuable person in the room. Step 2. You need to build an orchestration portfolio. Right now, your portfolio or your resume probably lists individual skills. It says you know Excel, you know Photoshop, you have strong communication skills. This is exactly what the AI will replace. You need to delete all of that. Instead, you need to showcase combinations. An orchestration portfolio does not highlight what you can do, it highlights what you can connect. You want to show case studies of how you combined two completely unrelated fields to solve a unique problem. For example, do not say you are good at data analysis and good at graphic design. Show a project where you took raw, complex financial data and used your design skills to create a visual narrative that convinced investors to fund a project. The value is not in the data or the design, the value is in the intersection. Document the times your weird, obscure hobbies actually helped you in a professional setting. Did your understanding of board game mechanics help you gamify a tedious onboarding process for new employees? Put that in your portfolio. Did your background in improvisational comedy help you navigate a disastrous client presentation? Highlight that. Show them that your broad interests are not distractions. They are an arsenal of unique solutions that a narrow specialist would never even think of. Step 3. Master the taste and prompt workflow. If you're going to be a generalist in the AI era, you have to completely change your relationship with the actual work. You have to stop viewing yourself as the person who swings the hammer and start viewing yourself as the architect who designs the building. This means you need to relentlessly cultivate your taste. Taste is the ability to look at a piece of work and instantly know if it is good or bad, and more importantly, why. When you use AI to write a blog post, design a logo, or write a script, the AI will always give you something aggressively average. It will give you the mathematical median of all human thought. It is boring. Your job is to apply your human taste to elevate that output. Because you have read widely, because you have consumed art, because you understand history and culture and psychology, you can look at the AI's output and say, no, this is too sterile. We need to add more tension here. We need to shift the tone to be more melancholic. You manage the AI exactly like a creative director manages a junior employee. You give it a prompt, you review the work, you point out where it lacks soul, and you prompt it again. Your broad generalist background is what feeds your taste. The more things you are interested in, the richer your internal database of references becomes. You can tell the AI to write a sales pitch in the style of a 1920s noir detective novel because you actually read 1920s noir detective novels. The narrow marketing specialist cannot do that. They only know how to write a standard modern sales pitch, which is exactly what the AI will default to. Your weird interests are your competitive moat. We are entering a golden age for the curious, for the people who get bored easily, for the people who love diving down rabbit holes, learning the basics of a new skill, and then immediately moving on to the next shiny thing. For decades, the system has punished you for this. Teachers told you to focus. Bosses told you to stay in your lane. Parents worried that you would never settle down and build a real career. They thought your curiosity was a liability. They were wrong. Your curiosity is the only thing that cannot be automated. Software can learn the rules of any specific game faster than you ever will, but software cannot invent a new game by smashing two old games together. That requires a messy human brain. It requires the chaotic collision of different life experiences, weird hobbies, and random knowledge. The era of the narrow specialist is coming to an end. We are returning to the era of the Renaissance thinker, the polymath, the generalist. if you can learn to weave your diverse interests together, if you can step back and become the orchestrator rather than the executor, you will not just survive the coming artificial intelligence wave, you will surf it. Stop apologizing for your scattered resume. Stop trying to force yourself into a tiny, specialized box just to please an outdated corporate system that will not even exist in a few years. Embrace the mess. Lean into your weird combinations. That is where your value lives. If you want to keep staying ahead of the massive shifts happening in the modern career landscape, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be breaking down exactly how to navigate this new economy every single week. Thank you for listening, and go watch our next video to keep building your edge.